Welcome once again to This Week in Colorado Soccer. Eric Poloni alongside head coach Danny Sanchez. Coach, 2 games this week. Wednesday, Colorado School of Mines came to town, a replacement game for that CSU game. A 3-0 win. Talk a little bit about that match before we move on to the main event of the weekend.
Like I said, I was appreciative of Kevin Fickus, the head coach from Mines, on short notice to bring his team down. It was a great preparation for us, and it was a great opportunity for our players to play, and a lot of players get a lot of playing time. Bella Grust in goal did really well and get her first college shutout. Hannah Duguid opened up her account at CU with a nice goal. Kaylee Webb scored a nice goal, and then Shira James added one as well. Everyone got a lot of minutes. Everyone came out of the game healthy. It was a great afternoon for soccer, and like I said, we're appreciative of Mines and short notice of giving us the game as we prepared for another match that was on Sunday.
Yes, Sunday. You mentioned a game we've been talking about it the last couple of weeks on the show, but it definitely lived up to the hype. Number 1 Florida State in Boulder, a 2-1 defeat, but the effort by the Buffs, obviously with Florida State being a very good possession team, the Buffs currently have every single goal that Florida State's allowed all season, so that's a plus. And then 2,500 plus fans in attendance. Pretty amazing atmosphere out there. Just talk a little bit about the day in general.
Well, I think there was actually a lot more than 2,500. I know a couple of our neighbors here in our neighborhood, Eddie Provencio and Heather Grady, may have just walked in at some point. They purchased tickets in advance, so I'm not sure how that counted, but great atmosphere. Stuffed about as many people as we could in print up, and they were loud, and they had energy, and they gave us energy. Like we said, Florida State, along with the 2019 Stanford team, probably the best teams we've played since we've been here. It's hard to get the ball from them. They're 6 or 7 4-year starters. They're returning Herman Trophy winner. Just deep everywhere and good. I mean, their best player comes off the bench and is a second-team All-American. It was a tough match for us. With the first half, I thought we played well, kept ourselves in it. We talked about the first 15 minutes of the second half, so evidently I got to update my halftime speech because we give up 2 goals. It was coming a little bit. We could have hung our heads. We did for a couple minutes, but man, what a resiliency of the group to stay in it. Tessa Barton, hold up play in the box, lays it back to Jade, great cross, and Allie Palangi, like I said, I think he's just brave, throwing her body in there, header. And then all of a sudden, it's 2-1, and anything can happen in soccer. Didn't really have a chance after that, but we pressed a little higher up the field. But for those of you that were there, I mean, gave us energy. The grit and determination of the group was fantastic. It was just a great day at Prentice, other than the final score, but sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture was it was a great showcase for Colorado soccer, for the people who are there and the people that watched on the Pac-12 network. Kind of what we thought it would be, and we're excited for the rest of the season as we go forward this week.
Great day indeed, and of course it not getting a whole lot easier. Thursday at number 6 TCU, 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Team's first road trip, another top 10 team. Obviously, scheduling this type of competition is what you want to prepare yourself for the team. For the season, and especially Pac-12 play going up against some of this competition, but talk a little bit about that match.
Well, I mean, TCU won the Big 12 last year handily, lost in the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament, have basically everybody back. So this is kind of their year again, undefeated and rolling their first 3 games. Not dissimilar stats than Florida State has going into it, and at their place where they're going to have a huge crowd on a Thursday night. How do we deal with the adversity? How do we bounce back? How do we get ready? We've talked a lot about it. About 2 minutes after the game, we started talking about TCU. Because at the end of the day, we can be proud of our effort on Sunday, but we didn't get a result. And it's a results-oriented business, so we have to go on the road. It's a business trip. But it'll be a different game. TCU presents a different challenge for us. It's more like a game we're going to see in the Pac-12. It'll be a little bit more end-to-end. We'll have more opportunities, but they're going to create a lot. Their center forward, Messiah Bright, and they're just loaded up and down, athletic, well coached. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us, but we're excited to get out there and test ourselves against the Big 12 champs.
All right, and then Sunday back home, Stony Brook, 1 p.m. at Prentup Field, game on Pac-12 Plus streaming. Obviously, if you don't know Stony Brook on the soccer side, lacrosse plays them quite frequently, so they've got a good athletic program. And they actually are very competitive. Talk about that match.
Yeah, they've won the American East Conference last year. Has gone to the NCAA tournament. Last year, last spring, they were actually beating Penn State in the NCAA tournament. Eventually lost. So they're well coached. Won 13 games, 13-4-2, I believe, or 13-4-3 in 2019. So they're a very good team. And their coach, just like, hey, we want to test ourselves against the Pac-12. So they were supposed to come last year. Graciously pushed it to this year. So it's going to be another tough match for us. we're looking for a crowd out there again. There'll be a little bit more room to operate. The lines, it'll be a little easier to get in. The concession lines will be a little bit better, but it'll be the same atmosphere and the same core effort that you're going to get from your Buffs. So we're hoping to get another big crowd out there on Sunday.
And then, of course, a sad note, as we've talked about Holly Hunter, and we did the feature on her a couple weeks ago, and her time with the deaf national team and being with the Buffs and everything. Her mother, fighting breast cancer, lost her battle on Saturday. The team wore some pink ribbons in their hair during the Florida State match. The pink nets were out there. What did you talk to the team about a little bit about that? Obviously, Holly's a great kid, and to have to go through this is tough.
Yeah, and really we on Wednesday she came to us and said, I need to go home, my mom's really sick, and then we got a message from her father that she was really sick, and it happened so fast. It was not even really time to process, and obviously it's been going on for a while, but Holly didn't make a big production out of it. She wasn't trying to draw attention to herself. Her text messages were like, after her mom passed away, was still like, thanks for the support, but go out and try to beat Florida State, and I'll be watching and all that. So her two sisters, her older sister plays at Northern Arizona as well as on the soccer team, and obviously her dad Jim. I can't imagine what they're going through. When she gets back to Boulder, we don't know when that'll be, and she'll obviously take her time. We'll support her, and we have a great support system in place at CU with athletics and all that. But she's a kid that everybody's rooting for, so we miss her, and we're looking forward to when she gets back and can kind of jump back in with us. But obviously a rough weekend. I thought the team responded well, and it puts things in perspective for all of us. And we wish the best for her family, and like I said, we look forward to get her back in Boulder.
Well, again, 2 games this week. Good luck this week with those games, and if you can, keep Holly and the Hunter family, and especially Jackie, in your thoughts.